Henry versus Noah. Now, this is going to be focused on Henry's offense. If you're wondering, he is in the Washington offensive playbook. Abilities, 2 outside apprentices, 1 slot apprentice. If you want to run the bunch the exact same way he has it, that's what he likes to use. Now, for his running back, I believe he has Energizer. For his quarterback, I can't remember what it's called, but on 3rd and 4th downs, you can see how many blitzers they're sending. So it's just nice ability. You can kind of see what part of the field is going to be open and what part of the field you need to go ahead and just simply attack. So 2nd and 13, this is utilizing outside apprentice, Randy Moss on the C route. This is what makes this offense so good, is because you can have dual C routes on both sides of the field. Now, he doesn't go into gun tight a ton this game. And the reason for that is because you can't utilize your outside apprentices as much, because you've got it in a compressed set and there is no outside receiver. The only way you can get a C route is if you take them, you motion them out, you motion them back in, then you take the other guy, motion them out, motion back in, then you can have C routes, but by then, you are going to be taking a delay a game, just because, I mean, you can see how fast his game clock is moving, and that's why he's going to stick with gun bunch, because you don't have to utilize a ton of motion to get 2 C routes on the field. And this makes it to where Noah can't really play man defense at all, because there's a constant threat of having a C route on the field from even both sides of the field at any given time. Now, this is pre-patch, so that's why he's able to motion his tight end over like that and be able to send him on a route at the line. Now, post patch, the tight end, when you motion him, he doesn't stop right there. He goes all the way out and he sticks into the slot position. So you actually go ahead and you utilize slot apprentice for those kind of abilities, or you just motion snap him over to get the blocking behind it. So little insight right there. Again, this is all pre-patch. This is like pre-Derek Johnson, pre some of these legends. So the game has obviously changed a little bit since then. So again, going into a little bit of gun tight, he's going to go ahead and hit the little tib route. 2nd and 4, again, going back into gun bunch, because we can utilize C routes a lot more in gun bunch than we could in our gun tight formation. So right there, taking a slot receiver, motion him over. This is good old-fashioned mesh post. Nobody open except for the corner. The corner out would have been a little bit better of a read, because he kind of gets lucky. I think that has to be a deep out zone kill. It has to be. There's no way it isn't. Throws away. This is one of his favorite plays as a vertical, is put a slot receiver on the street, because then that opens up that little wheel route from the tight end. If you go back a little bit, you see the wheel route from the tight end gets cleared because that streak route clears any kind of yellow zones or any kind of man assignment or deep zone you may have over there, so you can go ahead and just essentially freeform that down and away from the deep zones or the yellow zones. So right here, this is going to be a little bit of a snuggie, but last second, what do you know? C routes. Again, this is why we go ahead and have outside apprentices, because we can utilize these C routes 24/7. Now, little, gun tight bench, really simple streak, motion them over, and you create a high-low on each side of the field with a curl route. So right there, corner out, nope. Now, if you guys want to learn how to shut down popular formations like the infamous gun tight or even gun bunch, I have defensive mini schemes available now for my paid Discord members. If you're not quite sure, the most recent video I posted on how you can go about defending gun bunch should convince you to go ahead and join. My link is going to be in the description below. There's going to be a video in the comment section pinned explaining all the other benefits that come with being a Discord member. And let's get back into this video. So in this situation, on 3rd and 3, you don't want to quite just bust out your biggest money play, because it's not a very important drive. When you're on offense, you want to save your money play for a go-to, need-it kind of situation. Now, again, he's going to go ahead and run a counter. He's going to run a little bit of base. But for the most part, against this dollar defense, I found that Henry really loves to run this counter run. Now, you also find that Henry likes to go ahead and run his bunch to short side. And the reason for that, again, I talked about that in my previous video, how you can go about defending gun bunch, is because it opens up the corner routes a ton. Because you no longer have to motion out these streak routes to open them up, deep zone KO. It just allows the corner routes to get underneath these kind of zones that you're going to go ahead and be running. And again, I have ways you can shut down short side bunch as well. That's going to be in that video also. You guys, I probably will have it in the comment section. If not, it's a video right before this on my channel. So right here, really simple high-low read over the middle of the field. He's going to be late on the user to the wheel route, and he's going to go ahead and give up the dig route. At that point, Henry's forcing him to pick and choose what he's going to go ahead and use. Now right here, he runs a little base run, and again, you can see mixing in the base, mixing in the counter, how it's going to be an effective run game, and it's going to take us pretty much down to the second half. So, right here, playing really good defense. There's going to be nothing open. He goes ahead and hits this little check down. That little route is going to be a delayed route. The running back stays in the block initially, then he goes out and it sits. He'll either sit or he'll break to the outside, depending on what kind of defense it is. If it's man-to-man, he breaks to the outside. If it's zone, he'll sit. And so right here, he's going to go good old-fashioned mesh post, flip it to the wide side, and now he's going to go ahead and looks like he's going to audible over to flood. Yeah, this is definitely 100% flood. So flood is another one of those audibles that he has. He has clear out FLN, he has flood, he has mesh post, he has I'd assume he has verticals, and then he probably comes out in a counter or some sort of base run, depending on what he's going to go ahead and call. So right there, we can see if we can go ahead and get into the second half. Now again, he runs a counter run. This counter run seems to have some serious opportunity to break some huge yards against this dollar defense, especially if you catch your opponent pass committing. If you notice that the sheds are just crazy, try running the ball and just pay attention to how the secondary, pay attention to how the running backs react, pay attention to how just everybody, if everybody's moving slow when you slot the ball against run play, that means he's pass committing, meaning you can get some good yards. Now right there, again, deep out zone KO it's cracked, okay? It's one of the best KO abilities in the game. I think from that and flat zone KO, like if you're not using zone KOs and you're using zone defense, man, you're doing it all wrong. They are so good at a bailout, essentially is what it is. So again, he's going to go ahead and call another counter run right here. You can see how there's opportunity for him to blow up, but the issue with counter runs, they're just super slow in developing. I want to say like Madden 17, Madden 16 was really the last year that counter runs were actually viable because the development of the run was quick enough to where you could actually hand the ball off. And now if they essentially just run straight down, you can often very easily go ahead and just gap shoot. Now he's going to go ahead and switch over to base again. I'm pretty sure he comes on to base. I'm pretty sure he comes on to counter. He just comes out in one of those and audibles over. He also has bunch trail as an audible. So there's a whole variety of things you can go ahead and just mix in with this bunch out of the Washington playbook. Again, it depends on what your opponents are doing and what audibles you want to have in different kind of situations. So right here, this is going to be for the bread drive. Go ahead and send the blitz. And in this case, one timeout left. 39 seconds left to go. Keep everything in bounds, and if he wants to go ahead and run the ball on defense, we're okay. The big thing, you have to keep everything in. If he gets to the sidelines right here, he actually has a touchdown, by the way. He has 2 different touchdowns. If he lets a wheel route develop a little bit longer, he also had that streak. Really, really scary defense. In this situation, you really got to play man-to-man. I'm not making a whole lot of back-end adjustments in this situation. I'm going to rely on the blitz to get home. He has no timeouts left, 32 seconds. I'm shading outside, okay? You want to run a crosser, so be it. I'm shading outside every single time because I don't want to give my opponent any chance to be able to get to the sideline. He's right there with a free-form pass down and out. That's a dot. Now, luckily, Henry gets an under pressure. I think Henry gets a few breaks to go his way in this last drive. And so kind of really, really fortunate right there. And so, again, you've got to play super aggressive. I'm shading out. You want to run corner outs, go ahead and run a crosser. I'm not going to let you have these corner outs very easily. Again, slant, get it outside. The tight situation, these tight sets, I'm shading outside. Corner outs, corner outs, corner outs. See, it's right there. He shades outside, plays very good defense, bag. So 2nd and 10, don't send blitz here. Okay, and you can kind of tell he's not, I don't think he sends it right here. If he does, he's crazy. I wouldn't. He drops coverage. The reason I knew that is because he wasn't pitching his D-line. Therefore, I don't think he was going to go ahead and send it. So 3rd and 10, now you send the blitz. I like this play call. 3rd and 10, I 100% send the blitz, shade outside every single time. It's shade outside, and if there's a slant, I'm using that slant as if my life depends on it. You can see right there, he gets, again, very fortunate, and that is going to be the ball game. So with that being said, if you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Tomorrow I'm going to be dropping a big nickel over G, just insane glitch blitz. It's cracked. I've been using it since Madden 19, and man, let me tell you, it is good. So subscribe for that video tomorrow, and as always, get in the lab. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit.